If you want to understand why a government will tax its citizens 43% of their income while most of them can't afford a $1,000 emergency expense, and at the same time buy an entire hotel with said tax money to put asylum seekers that just got to the country in it for free, you have to first understand the psychology of people who lean left versus lean right. A psychological study by the NIH explains how people of different political leanings express compassion. The chart below shows that conservatives tend to have more love for people they have personal relationships with than strangers. Liberals tend to have more love for strangers than people they know personally. This chart shows liberals tend to value the world over their own nation, and conservatives, it's the opposite. They value their nation first and then the rest of the world second. This chart shows that conservatives tend to identify more with their community and country than the rest of humanity. And for liberals, it was the opposite. They identify more with the rest of the world than their community. This heat map is labeled 1 to 16. The lower numbers and the middle are representing the people that you're closer with: family, immediate family, close friends, etc. The outer circle and the higher numbers represent people and things that you can't really relate to, like strangers, another country, lifeless objects, and animals. The warmer the color, the more liberals and conservatives attribute moral value to it. Can you guess what I'm about to say? The liberals tend to give higher moral value to strangers they have nothing in common with than their friends and family. And it's the opposite for conservatives. They tend to have higher moral value given to their close friends and their family than to strangers or objects or animals. So in general, people that lean left tend to give greater moral value to the world first, then their community. And people who lean right tend to value community more than the rest of the world. This is why nationalist movements are always attributed to the right, and they're called fascist and racist. Hannah Arendt explained a concept called race thinking in The Origins of Totalitarianism. It served as a substitute for national identity in places where national unity was weak. If people on the right attribute more value to who they identify with more, that necessarily will trickle down into race, background, culture, and language. For the same reason, this study demonstrates why the left is so susceptible to communism. The ideology that wishes to destroy all forms of cultural barriers and communities, that says that the ideal world is a world where all people aren't just equal, but the same, where a stranger and a neighbor have equal worth and moral value. So don't be surprised when leftist governments tax their own citizens to pay for a refugee's rent or foreign aid. And don't be surprised if a right-wing government closes its borders and forces all of its citizens to speak a common language to preserve their country's culture. It's all just a part of their nature.